Yeah, good. Yeah, good game. I thought we played a huge part in it. Actually, I thought acquitted ourselves well against a very tough test. At 1-0, we were obviously right in the game. I think the whole place felt we were in the game. We had some real good territory and managed to keep Arsenal sort of pinned back for a while. Created a couple of chances in that moment. And just we performed well and then missed some small details that make us sit here and talk about a good performance rather than a good result. But pleased with what I saw. Pleased with what I saw from a group that has three new lads in there that all acquitted themselves well. And it's such a tough place to come test-wise, like psychologically, to go 1-0 down at the Emirates first day of the season, to show the fight and the spirit and the quality to really cause Arsenal some problems was good from us, yeah.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
As you said, you had a few debutants playing today. I want to talk about Mascaro, who was playing at the back and I felt had one of the better performances in your team. How has he adapted coming back into the group and obviously starting your first game of the season?
Yeah, I was pleased with him. I was pleased with that first sort of performance from Toti and Yerson as a partnership. He's got so much physical quality, Yerson, attribute-wise, his pace, his jump, his ability to defend 1v1. Just on us to try and sort of harness that and try and help him with some smaller details. But I was delighted with both of them. I thought the two goals come from sort of different situations, not really from open play. The first goal comes from a set play that we don't manage to get back into shape from, and then Saka's got too long. Should probably do a bit better against Havertz in the area, probably. Second one is obviously, quick free kick and tough for us. Should keep Saka outside at that moment. But in terms of centre-backs and carrying out the game plan and being aggressive, I thought they really helped us. So, I was pleased with the pair of them.
And just quickly, sorry, there was an incident between Mascaro and Gabriel Jesus in the second half. Did you manage to speak to, have you seen it? Did you manage to speak to him about it?
No, I don't. Was that the one down in the corner? Or
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know. I haven't seen it really. They seem to be fine. I don't know if there was anything. It just looked like a bit of a coming together and a bit of a tussle. And they got up and carried on. I didn't know there was any more to it than that.
Okay.
Hi.
You were quoted before as saying you weren't sure if this would be a good or a bad time to face Arsenal or sort of squads to be settled. How do you feel now having played them?
I think it was just as tough. As always, there are moments in the game where you feel like, they can really hurt you. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Havertz, they can hurt you, and you feel that at times. But if I look back to how we faced them last year, where we were a bit more... I would normally adapt the game plan quite a lot for an opposition as good and as strong as we face today. But because of the work that we've done in pre-season, and I was really keen to just see plan A of what we want to be, try and be aggressive when we can. And I thought the lads carried it out very, very well. But I have spoken to them because carrying it out well and coming up short on a few details is obviously not good enough. So if we want to, Arsenal are in the same league as us, if we want to be able to compete with them on a day like today, those fine details, and when your mate's through on goal, being able to make sure the pass is right. When you get your look at Raya in a 1v1, can we find a corner? Some details in the defending, like the two goals and Saka coming inside. Bits like that are huge for how well we do in the games, such fine margins that decide it. So the players understand the importance of it, and for what they've given today, I can sign up for, definitely. I thought they gave a real good account of themselves.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Just to follow up from what you were saying, 1-0 down the Emirates, a difficult place to be. Were you pleased with how brave the team were to continue to keep playing out from the back and give you optimism for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think they were brave. They were brave out of possession. They were brave in possession. Tried to build up. At times, got it a little bit wrong. But in fairness, we probably regained the ball off Arsenal in their build up more than they regained it off of us. So lots of positives. There is still a lot of room there for improvement. So that's obviously where my focus will turn to instantly. yeah, we were close, weren't we? You know, we came, and probably not too many people thought we would be close today. I would guess. You know, with Max and Pedro leaving in the summer, and us being a little bit of an unknown with the new young players. I would have thought most people would have had this down as a comfortable win for Arsenal, and obviously on the scoreboard it will still look that way at 2-0. But anyone that was here saw that there was two teams having a real good go at it, and we played a good part in that.
Gary, am I right to think you've got a booking as well?
Yeah, I did.
What happened in that scenario? You weren't happy with the official anyway?
No, it's fine. I didn't. Yeah, we weren't quite good enough to get a result against Arsenal, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll focus on us and making sure we're ready for the next one.
I know you spoke about that a lot last season with the court bookings that you didn't have to try, something that you're actually trying to avoid in Arsenal first game to.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I don't want to get booked, of course. Yeah, and I don't think I deserve the booking, but it is what it is. That they're in charge, so they'll do what they want to do, and we'll make sure that we take care of our own stuff.
A big boost happened test coming back as well. Made a big impact when you did bring him on.
Yeah, he did. Worked very hard. Got back ahead of schedule. Was desperate to start, but you know we need him available for more than one game, so we needed to make sure that we used him correctly. The chance on his left foot, I really fancy him for. I see him score them every day in practice, and of course it's tough. You get one moment, it's on your weak side, but I know he'll back himself to score from there as well. But he gives us something. Of course, we've lost some big players this summer, but we've managed to keep hold of a few at the moment, and Cunha is obviously one of the most important ones to us.
And no one expected Podence to be playing with a Wolves shirt at any point this
Yeah.
season, so obviously a big surprise for supporters. What do you think of his impact, and obviously where you go with him now?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting job, the Wolves job, because when I arrived, we had so many players off everywhere and so many players unhappy. And you know, I come in and try and piece together the ones that we have right then. Some were already out the door. Daniel was on his way out the door. And then these guys arrived back, and just treat them with like respect and welcome them into the group, and say like the trade-off for that respect is that you fully buy in and you're a core member of the group, and you sign up for exactly what we want to be. And all of them have done that since they've been here, in Daniel and Guedes, Chiquinho. So yeah, he's got big quality, Daniel Podence. So all the while he's here, I'm going to work my socks off of him to make sure that he fits into what we want to be, and to make sure that we maximise what he can give us. So I felt he could give us something today, and yeah, we'll continue to work hard of him.
There are quite a few players that didn't make the 20 as well. I mean, a big jump from last season when you had limited numbers. Just a word on that, I suppose, the size of the squad, and also a decision on Pedro Lima. Was any particular reason he was involved?
No, just a real tough bench to pick, and obviously Yerson can cover at right back. So Dorse wasn't available for probably more than 30 minutes because he'd had a little groin issue, so had to have two centre-backs on the bench. Wanted as many attacking options on there as possible, and knew that Yerson could cover at right back if needed. So tough on Pedro, but the lads understand me well enough now to know that it's never a reflection on them personally. It's just trying to juggle things and make sure that we're well covered and do what's best for the team. But no, we'll see Pedro in and around the team definitely. And hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be even stronger than we are now. Okay.
Just a word on Matt Doherty today. Came in with Nathan Smoder suspended and really put in a good show.
Yeah, he did. Obviously never easy facing Martinelli, and then they take Martinelli on and put Trossard on, so a good test for him. But he did well. He looked solid. He's always a threat at the back post. If we manage to get that ball over from Chiquinho at the end, he probably just slightly mistimes it, but he always looks like a threat arriving there. And he was very, very solid. I was very pleased with him.
Obviously, Scramlison had a big chance really well saved by Raya. What do you make of that chance and then his kind of game overall?
Yeah, I was pleased with Jurgen. Obviously a tough one for him. First taste of the Premier League, up against probably the best defensive partnership in the league in Saliba and Gabriel. and his movement to lose the centre back and his contact on the header was excellent. A fantastic header, good cross, and I don't know how David Raya saves it. I think everybody, when it hits his head that close to the goal in such good contact, you're just waiting for the net. But yeah, big goalkeepers at big sides that are chasing titles sometimes come up with magic moments that can change games, and that was a big one from David Raya. But Jurgen's part in it was excellent, I thought. And then, yeah, he had a good impact on the game. It was tough, allowed us to go into him a few times, and he got hold of it, and he linked play, and he works his socks off. So he's unfortunate not to have scored yet. He's had a few in pre-season that were given offside, that weren't offside. He's had the one today that 95 times out of 100 goes in. So yeah, he's working hard, and it'll help us definitely.
You spoke about the fact that you had Max Kilman and Pedro Neto leaving, and also the fact that hopefully by the end of the transfer window you'll be a bit stronger. You've been linked with names such as like Carlos Forbes from Ajax. Could you give us an update on maybe some of those names? Is any other deals close? Yeah,
no real update on names. I think the window, when I sat down with Matt Hobbs in the early part of the summer, there was an obvious interest around Max, and Pedro's had obviously gone on for a while. We had a lot of big clubs that were obviously taking a look at him. We knew that, we felt that Max would get done with the numbers that were being spoke about. And obviously I, as the manager of the team, want to keep our best players. It's important to me. But I understand that once the valuation is met, that it comes to a point where it's better for the club that 100 million for two players is good money for the club, good return. And now we end up in a place where we have an opportunity to help the group. I love that group. I love how they went about today. Still some craziness in there, but loads of heart, loads of quality. But it's a ruthless league, and we have an opportunity over the next few weeks with the targets that Matt and the recruitment team and myself to a lesser extent have identified. The money that we've taken in gives us an opportunity to be really clever and get some stuff done. And hopefully over the next few weeks we will. Obviously Nelson will come back as well, which will help us. Nelson Semedo. So no, the next couple of weeks are really big for us. So we 100 million is a lot to take in. We took in about that much last summer. So you take 100 million last summer, you take 100 million this summer. If you don't use it cleverly, it gets tougher and tougher as a team. So yeah, the boys, as I say, I love the group. I don't like talking about signing new players because I want to focus purely on them. We talk about signing a wide player, but Rodrigo and Chiquinho gave me absolutely everything today. But it is a tough league, and the more help we can get them, the better we will be.
Whenever you say it's such a tough place to come, aside from the Arsenal players, is it an increasingly tough place to come as an arena? Does it feel like this is becoming a more daunting arena?
Yeah, I felt we managed that well, though. I felt obviously at 1-0, first game of the season, and everybody knows that these Arsenal fans are smelling another title charge and potentially their first title in a good few years. And at that point, 1-0 against a side as good as this in an intimidating place, you would expect it to then continue to move in that direction. And we were able to put a big sort of halt to that and spin the game in our own favour, I thought. And then you could feel the place get a little bit edgier, and I don't think there would have been many Arsenal fans when they scored the first that felt in the 60th minute or whatever we'd still be pushing and having chances to equalise, and we were. So no, we managed that very, very well. It is a tough place to come. It's probably the best my team's played against an Arsenal team, I think, since the times I played them obviously twice last year with Wolves, played them once with Bournemouth. We went close here, but in terms of performance and what we got out of it, I thought it's probably the most we've tested them.
Great, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you.